Good day and welcome to the simplified beneficial ownership filing process. For this application, we're going to look at an unaffected company that is also a private company. Logging on to the CIPC services, you're going to log on as per usual using the customer code and password, as well as completing the security code as provided on the web page. Once you have completed the customer code and password and logging on, the landing page, as per usual, will confirm that companies linked to the ID number appearing on the customer code. We would draw your attention to the top right-hand corner where you would then select Transact. So you will click on Transact. The web page will refresh where a bouquet of CIPC online services will be presented to you. Now, from the bouquet of services, we are going to draw your attention to the bottom of the screen. So the second last box at the bottom where the beneficial ownership option appears, you're going to select there by clicking on beneficial ownership. On the following landing page, you will have a declaration to read and agree to. Declaration confirming that you are authorized and mandated to file information, beneficial information to the CIPC on behalf of the filing entity. After reading and agreeing to the declaration, you will tick the box next to the I agree by ticking the box and selecting continue. On this page, confirms any application that's in process, rejected, or completed applications. To facilitate a new filing, you will scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on new. The page will refresh where it gives you a list of companies that appear with the ID number of the customer code holder, or you can use the search functionality at the bottom. This page confirms the company information, the name, number, and the type of entity, also confirming the contact details that the OTP will be sent to for the facilitation of this BO filing. You will just scroll down to the bottom and select continue. We now are going to land on the beneficial ownership page, where you would need to select if the company is an affected or non-affected. On the right-hand side, there's a guidance notice there advising what is the requirements for an affected company. On the ownership questions, you will just select yes or no. The first question being, does one person hold securities for the beneficial interest of another natural person? You would answer yes or no. The second, there is there a person except the director or member who exercises any influence or has control over the company or close corporation? The third being, is there a person except the director or members with the right to appoint and remove directors of the company? And the fourth being, is there a person except the director or members that has the ability to materially influence the management of the declaring company or close corporation? By answering those questions between yes and no, you will then click on continue. And the ownership question continues that the number of directors or members of the declaring entity are 10 or less. Then you would select a yes or no. The landing page on security registry where the beneficial owner appears, you will then go to the far right under the edit option and select edit. A summary of that specific beneficial owner information will appear where some information is masked out. What you need to complete on this page would be the date interest issued, meaning the date that the benefit or the shares or the interest was acquired or issued to the specific beneficial owner. You will then capture the number of securities issued and the share class of those specific securities. You will then go down to the bottom and save the information. Once the information is captured, you will then select the continue option, where it will give you a summary of information that was completed on the previous page, being the number of securities, the date issued, as well as the class of the security. You will then select continue. At this stage, we would have reached the OTP stage, where it confirms the contact details the OTP is sent to. And next to the beneficial owner's information, there's a red box there with a cross confirming that the OTP is not confirmed as yet. At the bottom there, kindly note you have an option of completing an OTP received either on your cell phone via SMS or an OTP received via email. So we'll just complete the information there as received via SMS. Once the OTP is completed, you will then click on verify for the information to be verified if the OTP is correct. And if it is correct, on the far right-hand side of the beneficial owner information, the box would have now turned into a green box with a tick. And it's important to then select and click on finish to conclude the application. Once the application is concluded, the filer will then receive a filing notification confirming the filing of this specific beneficial ownership application on behalf of this entity. We've reached the end of the demo. Thank you very much.